What's going on, everyone? So today we're going to take a look at AMC. So AMC has been looking like it's trending upwards for the past few weeks, and today, at least based off the 1 hour chart, we can see this big candlestick and the price decided to jump up pretty much from the $10 price point upwards over almost $11.30 plus cents, and right now we're hovering around the $10.95 mark. And it currently is the end of the week, so once this day passes, the market's going to close. So depending on how next week happens, we'll wait and see, but for now, it looks like AMC is currently looking pretty good. And before I get any further in the video, just remember this is for entertainment purposes only. This is not financial advice. Make sure to do your own research before making any investments. But we can see here, I just drew this trend line right here, and we can see that it bounced off this price point. And currently, you can see right here, we are currently testing these resistance levels. So if you were to measure it at this price point, around the $11.24 mark, give or take, we can see that if I were to zoom in, for instance, let's just go maybe like the 30 minutes. You can see here that it did reach above this price point. So even if you go closer, looks like $11.37, 38 is even more accurate. And it did hit this price point, and then basically it dropped straight back down and went back down to basically $10.96. So in the short term, that's not too big of a deal, especially if you guys are long-term holders and you really don't care about short-term fluctuations. But if we were to even zoom in closer, and let's just take a look at this current spike in the price, right? So this was just today, within a few minutes technically. So if we were to go and measure it at this mark right here, which is $9.96, and then upwards up to the top where it hit pretty much $11, looks like 39 cents here. We can see that's a quick 14% gain, which is actually pretty decent, especially if you were day trading this. So again, that is a pretty good spike to see. Now again, if we were to back this back out and just take a look at the 1 hour mark, we hopefully, at least in my opinion, I think if we were to continue, we might see it bounce back down. Now, if it were to break our support levels, we do have some support, major support within these areas, such as $7.60 mark. Even we can test out here at $9.26. So if it were to, for instance, go the opposite way and start downtrending, we would have to see it test these support levels here. Worst case, it just continues to fall down. We would see that maybe $5 plus mark. And then if something crazy happens, then obviously it could reach its levels back here. But again, that's something insane would have to happen for AMC to go back down to that level. Again, this is the market. We can't predict it. But I mean, I think in short term, if it continues to uptrend, we could see it break out of the $11 plus 30 plus mark. And then potentially, hopefully, we can go back and start reaching the levels closer towards the 14 to even up here towards the 17 price range. And then if we were in that area, we can see here, for instance, if we were to mark this, and let's just mark at the current price point. Let's just start at 11. And if we were just to hit at this top part, so I'm marking it at here. So I'll bring that over. We have about basically a 55+% gain, give or take. And then obviously if we were to reach our all-time highs, at least for the past few weeks, then obviously you'd see like 130+% gain. Now that would be incredible. And that's, I'd say, a more conservative outlook. Now, obviously, there's people talking about short squeezes, gamma squeezes, things of that nature. So, again, that's something that I can't really predict just using regular TA. Because if it were to just go like this and then straight up, that's very hard to predict, right? But in terms of, let's say, more conservative price point, in the next few weeks, maybe even few months, if we were to continue, we might see it consolidate size for a bit. But hopefully, if it were to keep trending upwards, maybe it could hit these price points. But again, we'll have to wait and see. The market is looking quite bullish for the past few days. But also, if you remember, a few days ago, the market was also pretty bearish as well. We saw a lot of red. So again, we'll have to wait. But here, just take a quick look. Current market cap, 3.73 bill. I mean, that's pretty decent. But just consider, again, since investing is very risky, you do have to factor in the financials. And at this valuation, based off of their actual revenue, it's not the most accurate valuation. But again, this is Reddit, Wall Street Bets meme stock too. So I don't think people really look at that kind of thing. But since we're here, let's just take a look at this. And I'll get into this really quick, but I'm actually going to show you guys this video about this guy thinking that AMC is going to hit 1 cent, which I'll show you that in a second. So definitely stay tuned and listen to that story. But here we can see, all right, so if you weren't familiar, they released their earnings recently. And like I said in my previous video, I made the exact video saying how most likely they're going to take a big loss because of quarantine. Literally nobody could go to the movie theaters, and most likely that results in them not making any money. Right, so they stated here in this article, and you can even see the title here, nearly drops 90% for fourth quarter. But I mean, here they state revenue down 88% year over year to 162.5 million. And they have, while beating the expectations, that still led to a quarterly loss of 946 mil, which is slightly better than the last quarter, though significantly worse than the 13.5 million loss that AMC reported back in 2019 of fourth quarter. And I mean, if you do remember, if you've been following AMC for quite a bit, they do have 1 billion in cash that they raised. I believe it was like 917 million. Again, I don't know if there's any additional funding, but at least some articles I saw, basically close to $1 billion. And pretty much that did save them from going bankrupt. And obviously too, retail investors, the hype around AMC, the stock price going up, I mean, sure, that does help as well. But looking at like non-financial stuff, just in general, like world, how things are doing, they did announce a lot of theaters are starting to open up, especially New York City. And also, I mean, if you've noticed, like Texas, Florida, some other states, they removed the mask mandate. And pretty much, I believe, at least last time I checked, there was around 15 states. It might be more, it might be less. Again, you can double check that for yourself in terms of the mask mandate. So basically that's stating like, hey, people can go out, they can start doing normal things on their work and just regular lives. And in general, if that's the case and they start going back to the movie theaters, aka AMC, then guess what? Most people are most likely going to generate them more revenue. Now, do they think they can recover the massive losses that they took? It's not going to happen overnight or even the next few months, right? Unless every person on the entire United States were to go to AMC like every single day, sure. But realistically, it's probably going to be a slow and steady growth if they were to come back. Now, again, they do have apparently a lot of debt and there's a lot of things that they have to pay off. But at least I think in terms of the future projections, it seems like AMC does have some sort of chance. And again, I would definitely keep in mind, I mean, short term right now, summer's coming up. People are going to go out. They're going to have fun. They're going to go to theaters. So that's something that is looking good for AMC. Now, that maybe next, let's say 3, 6, 8, 9, 10 plus months, if the world starts to, transition away from like in-person type things, there's like some new virtual stuff, then I definitely would consider looking into AMC in terms of its future projections. But short term right now, I say I'm quite bullish on it. But again, that's my own opinion. AMC could crumble back down, go to zero. Who knows, guys? This is the market. And with that comment, this is a funny video, I think, for people that I like to see these like so-called people that like to potentially talk down on stocks and basically say that they're going to 0 or 1 cent. For instance, this target, this guy says 1 cent, and apparently he deleted this tweet, but obviously the internet, they keep everything. So he stated here, apparently off this YouTube, off of CNBC, that it's down 65 cents, only $9.84 left to go, and they can't wait to listen to AMC earnings call at 5 p.m. And basically, today is technically not March 10th. We can see here, we're at now, currently, today's price, March 12th, we're at $10.99. So now we're actually up above what this guy said. And I mean, you can see in this interview, I'm not going to play it, but it's pretty funny to see because he does say, like, yeah, obviously they got a lot of money they lost, all that fun stuff. But in reality, saying a price point of 1 cent, that's just outrageous, right? Because again, they did raise a lot of money. And they are currently trending upwards, and there's a lot of support behind this business. Now, he says it, obviously, if you look at the title, it's just like, sort of like, I'd say like clickbait type news, right? Negative news, but he doesn't say it's going to happen overnight, but it could take, multiple months, maybe in a few years, if that were to actually, his prediction would come true for it to hit 1 cent. So, I mean, you could literally say that about any company, right? Like, you could say anything. Literally, any major companies could go to 0 or 1 cent in the next 10, 20 years if they were to, mess up their business. So again, it's just like a crazy prediction that people can just make. And they could technically, they have a 50-50% chance of being right? So if AMC goes crazy, then he's wrong. But if it goes down and they go bankrupt, it goes to 0, technically he's right. So again, it's just something that's interesting to see the media. And I mean, you can see the reaction here. People, yeah, they don't even care. That's pretty funny to see. But that's quite interesting. And guys, if you haven't already and you want to see more updates on the market, then definitely hit that subscribe button, guys. Click on this video somewhere, you can see the subscribe button. Like on my channel, you'll probably see it right here. Obviously, this is in mine, but be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more updates on the market. I also post stuff about cryptocurrencies as well. And also, if you made it this far in the video and you want to get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850, then all you need to do is click the first link in the description below, sign up for an account, and as long as you deposit a minimum of $100 or more, you'll be able to receive 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850. And aside from that, again, guys, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Give the video a thumbs up, share this with your friends, comment down below your thoughts about AMC, and I'll see you in the next video.